cloud-based multi-funder fintech platform that facilitates working capital solutions for account payable and account receivable. They endeavor to streamline the working capital and cash flow needs for every player in the supply chain. Hi, welcome to Follow Startups. I'm your host Ankita Pahwa, and today we are joined by Mohit Dhand, co-founder at CashnTech. With his expertise in risk assessment and strategic solutions, Mohit aims to ensure businesses experience accelerated cash flows and sustainable growth. Hi, Mohit. Welcome to Follow Startups.
Thanks, Ankita. Thanks for having us here on your platform.
It's great to have you here, Mohit. So, before we talk shop, please share something about yourself, your professional journey, and how did building Cash and Tech came into the picture?
So, Ankita, I come from a small town of Madhya Pradesh. My, family is a business family. Came for my studies to Pune. I did my chartered accountancy immediately after clearing my chartered, 12th. So I did my chartered accountancy along with my BCom. And once I did my, professional degree, I started with my own practice. So ideally, technically, I started my first startup when I was at 23 years of age. So that was my first startup where I started with a practicing chartered accountancy firm. It was a humble beginning because I never knew anybody in Pune, and so it was a humble beginning. Started with that, a single person, and so that gave us opportunity to learn a lot about business. So what you learn on the ground, yeah, so that's very important. So started with small businesses, got into retail, distribution, manufacturing companies in India, outside India, listed, unlisted. So while I was doing my chartered accountancy work, core practice for 3-4 years in starting, in the starting of my career, then I moved towards a value addition services because always that business was there in my background. So always we thought that how we can help promoters to grow their business rather than just compliances. Though compliances etc. is also very important, but that business mindset always thought how we can partner with the businesses to grow, and there we worked a lot with corporates, and in while doing that, while structuring a lot of business processes, financial structuring, I learned that working capital is a heart of any organization, because without you put in whatever capex you want to do it, have a very good building, land, product, but if your working capital is mismanaged, you can't run your business. And most of the startups or any businesses face because of the working capital, yeah, mismanagement. So, and also in India, there's a problem that the MSMEs or the vendors, they don't get the credit. Yeah, so we are in a country where MSMEs contribute a lot towards the GDP, but still there's a gap of almost 25 trillion INR today as we speak in MSME sector. So while doing my professional journey in my chartered accountancy and advisory role, I came across experience where we raised $100 million for overseas company in the supply chain. We set up the supply chain financing, and there it just touched my heart. And I thought how we can implement this in India, and how also we can help these small vendors in India to sustain and get the money without collateral at a very competitive rate. And since then, I had something in mind that we should start something which helps businesses to grow. I left my chartered accountancy as a like surrendered my COP, which is certificate of practice, which I earned after so much hard work. So with the ambition that we help small businesses to grow, and there should not be a situation where there's a potential, human potential, but it's restricted due to the capital requirement. So that was the ambition and dream. So in 2022, we started with Cash and Tech.
Thanks for sharing that, Mohit. Amazing. Now let's zoom in on Cash and Tech. So tell us what exactly does Cash and Tech bring to the table and what are its core offerings?
So Cash and Tech is a supply chain financing platform, right? Every supply chain has a supplier, manufacturer, distributor, and retailer. If I talk about a very simple supply chain, each one of the player in the supply chain needs money for that is called as working capital to buy, and to buy the goods, and when they sell the goods, they need to keep stock. They have data, so they need money to run the business. Now there is a traditional way of giving money to these vendors or corporate, basically 20% of the turnover based on the collateral that you need to give assets to the bank. and they will hypothecate it and give you some amount of money. So that is a traditional way of doing the financing. But today the pace of growth is too much. But that is not the pace where you will build so much assets and give to the bank, right? So the money that is required to the for running of the business is not matching with the money that is given by the bank. So there's a huge gap. What I need to run the business and what bank is giving me to run the business, right? So we are fulfilling this gap which is there in the ecosystem. So CashnTech, what we do is simply we do a matchmaking of a lender and a borrower. So if this vendor needs money which is unsecured, we provide unsecured loan at a competitive rate. So we do a matchmaking of a lender and a borrower, make it a right fit. That means the product that they need under the supply chain finance and the rates which the borrower is looking for. Once the matchmaking is done, we give them a sanction limit and we do the transactions in the system. Okay, so we do it with the anchor, without the anchor. What does it mean is, if we are doing with the anchor, means that, for example, if we take example of HUL, right? I'm just taking a hypothetical example. If HUL is a corporate, they will have multiple distributors or retailers who are selling the product of HUL. Now, to buy from the distributor, the retailer needs money, and to buy from HUL, distributor needs money. They don't have so much money, right? So we fund these people to buy from the main company. So if this company is also a part of our CashnTech ecosystem, we say it as an anchor-based financing. And if the company is not a part of our ecosystem, then also we fund distributor and retailer, which is called as independent programs. So what we do is, as I mentioned, we are a supply chain financing platform. We do matchmaking of borrower and lenders, try to meet the requirements and fund them with the main company, which is anchor based, or independent, which is non-anchor based.
Interesting. So, Mohit, if I ask you to define the current stage of your business for the audience, what will that be?
See, basically, we are in a process of transforming from early revenue stage to a growth stage. So,
Okay.
I'll just share a small journey. So, we started in March 22. We incorporated the company in March 22. 1 year approximately we took to talk to the banks, do the partnership, set up IT, all the alliances, infrastructure. April 23, we started with our commercial operations. So from 23 till March, 24, we were only operational in Pune. We did all the, setup, testing, everything. We built up a business in the last 1 year with one geography, Pune. The moment we did a commercial launch, from the day we are earning revenue. So now we are in an expansion phase in the current financial year, April 24-25. So I would say we are in a transforming phase, moving from early revenue to a growth stage.
So, Mohit, we understand that businesses are central to your business, but could you provide further insights into your target audience and the industries you primarily focus on?
Yeah, so our platform is industry agnostic. That means we can finance any industry which is which needs the funds. But primarily, we are a startup and a very focused. We have a very focused approach, because that's how, with the limited resources, you can just create an impact if you put in all the resources in one direction. So that's why we have defined our approach for the current financial year. Geography wise, we do pan India, but major focus is Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. Industry is FMCG and pharma, because being having an experience in these sector, and also these two industries are risk free. So whatever thing happen, everybody will consume food and medicine, right? So these are risk free from the lender's perspective, also fast moving, and the turnaround is very good. So that's why we have focused these two industries. And geography is Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra that we are focusing right now. If we talk about the type of customers, year one we have focused only on FMCG. So our major customer, I would say 90% of customers are distributors of FMCG packaged food products. So we have funded FMCG distributors to buy from our large corporates like HUL, Nestle, all these big giants, principal companies. So we fund these distributors to buy from these companies so that they can buy, sell to the retailer, get the money and pay us,
Hmm.
and earn the profit. So that has been our focus, and these small distributors, and also I will be happy to share the stories that the distributor which we have funded in April last year, and till March we have seen the growth of 20-25% in their business because of this money that is being available. So
Yeah.
distribution is a business which needs money, right? And if we are able to provide, if you are able to consume that money to increase your business, and that's why I like supply chain finance, because you know where your money is going. So that's how. So that is our focus right now, and that is the success stories of these small businesses.
So while we are on the numbers, you said 25% growth was shown. Are there any other business numbers or metrics that you are particularly proud of and would like to share with us?
Yeah, sure. So Ankita, in the first year, we had gone. We always believe, our leadership believes that fundamental has to be strong, because we have built businesses for our client, and now we are building our own business in terms of lending. So we believe in fundamentally strong businesses. So in the first year, we have put in all the fundamentals right. So we just focused on FMCG distribution, as I mentioned. We acquired close to 100 distributors in Pune, yeah, and nearby areas. We disbursed almost 100 crore to these distributors, and we collected the money to see how the cycle is working. We onboarded close to 7 lenders, right from a scheduled bank to a large, small, and medium-sized NBFC, so that we can cater to all their needs. And with a team of 10 to 12 people that we have currently. So I think with small base, I think journey has just started, but at least we are seeing that it's moving ahead.
Okay, now let's talk about the revenue model, Mohit. So tell us what's the pricing strategy that you have in place and how does the revenue model of Cash and Tech looks like?
So see, revenue model is clear, Ankita. We have kept it very clean, and as per RBI lending guidelines also, as I mentioned, that fundamentally we want to build a business to a bigger volume. Yeah, so we have kept it very simple, where we partner with the bank, and see what we are doing actually is we are getting a customer for the banks. We are with the banks. We are creating a product, that what product should will work in the market, a new product that will help the borrowers to benefit. So we are working with the institutions. So what we do is we partner with the bank, and bank share with us the cost. Bank gives us a revenue in terms of for getting the customers, for using our technology, for supporting and servicing the customers. So we have only one source right now, which is we get from the bank our part of fees for getting this business done.
So could you share the names of some of these institutions and banks that you are associated with?
Sure. We are tied up with IDFC first, Tata Capital, Ugro Capital, Unity, Bajaj Finance, Adani, and Bajaj Finserv.
Great. So Mohit, let's talk investors. Tell us who's backing Cash and Tech and how much capital have you managed to raise so far?
So, Ankita, we are bootstrapped till now. We have not raised the fund, though we have interest. We have some checks with us. But again, going to the fundamentals and fundamental principle that we wanted to first get convinced with an idea we have. Obviously, we were convinced, but that idea and implementation and this complex structure in India with the banking, technology, and whether we will be able to do it or not. Definitely, there's a huge potential. So first year we worked on the fundamentals, and we thought, let us set it right, fundamental, and then go out for the funding. So it's a bootstrap company. I have funded my partners, all the existing shareholders and founders have funded. We have not raised any external debt or funds as of now.
And are you planning to raise any capital in the future?
I think we are still in a phase of completing our own benchmarking,
Hmm.
which we have set for ourselves. So this quarter, at least, not. But yes, towards next half of the year, we might look for some like-minded strategic investors.
Hmm. Great. So now we'll talk to us about your co-founders and what's the co-founder dynamic like within the organization and what's your team strength currently?
Sure. So I'm one of the founder. My co-founder is Bharti Motwani. She is, an MBA, and she has basically the domain on customer acquisition, team handling. Then Mr. Sanjay Chauhan, who have been in the industry for last many years, and the experience is basically on the sales, marketing, and setting up a distribution. So he is looking after the sales and marketing. Then we have one of our leadership team, Mr. Vineet Mathur, who is our CTO, and he has been in the IT side of supply chain. So, he understands the IT, he understands the supply chain. Uh, Sanjay sir understands sales and marketing. I understand finance and also some bit of marketing. Bharti, takes care of the team. So that's how our leadership team and founders team, complement each other. And that's why we are confident that this venture should, go to the next heights and should be successful. So if we talk about the overall team, we are a very lean team of 12 people. That's the benefit of bootstrap companies where you try to manage from the lean team. So that is our objective where, we want to be efficient from day one, whether it's our money or investors' money. Setting up a right processes, making more and more digital, so that, we can have a lean team. And then that's how the fintechs can survive. Because if you see the margins of the fintechs are not that great, but if you are managing it well, then you can only have a right kind of business. So currently we are 12 people team, which is equally distributed in sales, operations and IT. And we have majority of the team is in Pune and couple of people are in Nagpur and Indore, which we recently launched as an expansion strategy of our.
Great. So, Mohit, tell us what can we expect from Cash and Tech in 2024? What are your priorities?
Yeah, so 2024, I think we are very focused to expand ourselves and get a good market share in FMCG distribution, FMCG companies, where we fund the distribution of FMCG companies in Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, and pan India for the companies and for the distribution in Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. We have a good growth plan. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, so Mohit, we also have plans to, promote this video to large enterprises, investors, tech giants, and a broader ecosystem. So, is there anything specific that you'd like to mention that can help you find any external assistance that you are looking for at the moment? Consider this as your call for support.
So what we are looking at is, the partnership and alliances with the corporates who wants to benefit from supply chain financing, also their ecosystem. So wants to extend this benefit of supply chain to their vendors, to their distributors, because ultimately, if the whole ecosystem benefits, then only the core corporate can benefit. So we are looking for a partnership and alliances with the companies to help them to support their ecosystem with supply chain financing. And also, we are looking for enablers, key opinion leaders, bankers, and banking institutions, which can help us to increase our reach, and the products.
Okay, thank you so much, Mohit. And now I want you to just take a moment to reflect on Cash and Tech's journey from 2022 to where you stand today, and tell us what strategies or key initiatives do you believe have fueled the growth for Cash and Tech so far?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I think the journey has just started. But as a fundamental pillars, we are very business and customer centric because we feel that we understand the business, we know how it should be structured and how the benefit. So we are not only working for our own benefit, we are working as a community as a large, so that we can actually benefit the businesses. So one strength has been customer centric and business understanding, so that Cash and Tech can actually help the businesses to grow. Second, I would say our team, as I mentioned, the core competency of the team is complementing each other. So when we sit on the table, someone is from the supply chain, IT, others from the finance, marketing, sales, and HR. So if you combine together, I think we have a great leadership team. And third is also perseverance, that daily morning getting up and every startup founder, we all know you are in the same ecosystem. There are a lot of challenges that we face, but I think coming over it and enjoying the journey has
Hmm.
been our model. That okay, let's enjoy one moment at a time and enjoying the journey to see that how the Catch and Tech is shaping up has motivated us to keep going.
Well, that brings us to our final round, which is a rapid fire round. Are you ready? Just five
Sure.
questions.
Sure. I'm good.
Okay. Question number one, a book that you would like to recommend to the youth that has greatly influenced your career journey.
What I was reading currently is Alchemy. This is the book which I think I started reading.
Question number two, which productivity tool or app do you find most helpful in your daily work?
Though I'm not very old, but I am old school. I have my diary where I put in all my work that the priorities that I have to do, and end
Yeah.
of the day I tick and go back because I think we are too much involved in the technology, so we want to make it simple. Only use the technology when it is actually needed. So that's what I believe in. And though I am a fintech founder, but still, until unless I'm convinced that this technology will really help the businesses or someone who is using the technology, I don't give approval to get the technology. So for my effective this thing, I think still my diary is good.
That's fine. I do that too. The
Yeah.
satisfaction is different when you just get to, take the task by yourself.
Yes,
So, question
that's
number
true.
three, a fun fact about you that most people don't know yet.
Fun fact means, people the leadership team or friends, not friends, but in my corporate culture, people feel that, he's very strong, tough, and all those things. Because when they talk to me and work with me, I'm very firm on what. But they say, yeah, isko emotions nahi hai. But end of the day, I'm completely reverse.
Now
That's,
that's
yeah.
something. Okay, question number four. What is your favorite quotation or mantra that you live by? Any quote that you like?
I believe in one mantra. I do what I like, what is correct, and what is right, what I feel it is right. Courageous enough to stand and say what is right and what is wrong, and stay with that. Whether it is because in my consulting journey, there has been so many circumstances where there were board meetings, there were CEOs of the companies, and where I wanted to say something, but that was against the board or the company, but in the benefit of the company. I've always gone and done that, and like cash and tech is my passion, and I've been doing that. After 10 years of successful practicing journey, I surrendered my COP, and I wanted to do it. So quote, or you will say, what I believe is, do what you want to do, because you have got a very beautiful life.
You
So
know,
do the right things, be happy, and keep on going. That's what the mantra I follow.
that's also an answer to my next question, which was, what is your one piece of advice for the young audience watching this? So I think the advice remains the same. Just do whatever you like and do it very sincerely and with a lot of resilience. So that's great. Thank you so much, Mohit. But before I let you go, I want you to make a wish for Cash and Tech out loud that you hope comes true in the near future.
Yeah, if you want to see Cash and Tech, one of the prominent leader in supply chain financing, which really helps the businesses to grow. We don't believe in, just numbers, which is not making sense to anybody. We really want to see. So our dream is, what is our dream? Our dream is to make available the finance, as I said in my start of the interview, to make available the finance for every competent, eligible startup ecosystem players like in MSMEs, vendors, dealers, and distributors, so that capital should not be constrained to expand if the business has a potential. So that's the dream that we are living with, and we are very much sure that we will be able to make some impact in this ecosystem.
So make Action Tech keep pushing boundaries and paving the way for a more seamless, efficient, and inclusive financial ecosystem. All the very best, Mohit. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Ankita. Thank you for having me here, and for your time.
So if you'd like to stay updated with the latest developments and business insights from Cash and Tech, make sure to follow their channel on follow.us/startups. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for the next exciting conversation.